Good afternoon, for Enterprise fans, and welcome to this Game 3 of a match between Gambit017 and dipwood in the Moon Waning bracket. I am Jave, and joining me in the booth tonight is our restreamer S Grunt, our tracker sheep launcher, and my co-commentator Y2 Sky. How are you doing tonight, Y2 Sky? It's afternoon.
Turning into evening where I am, but it's doing pretty well. I'm really excited to get to watch this race as well as commentate it. Both dipwood and Gambit have had just phenomenal seasons, racking up win after win. I've had the pleasure of racing dipwood in a lot of asyncs. Very fast runner. Gambit also extremely strong. I am not surprised to see both of them in a game 3, and I am very stoked for this.
Hoping it's an exciting one. And, maybe, if it's exciting enough, a fourth one.
Oh, we're drawing out the newspapers early, I see.
A good chunk of the admins are at RPG limit break, so we're fine.
Oh, we've got newspaper resistance tonight. Great. I'm perusing this boss list. A little bit of a mix of flavors here. We've got some spiciness with Evil Wall, Odin, depending on the spot. But then we got a couple of Mylons, a freebie with the Dark Imps, and an Octomom, which if you can get through those first couple rounds, Octomom's not that difficult. So depending on which bosses end up where, we can see some relatively easy parts, we can see some relatively interesting parts.
I do notice in this boss list we're almost playing full robe percent. We have one blue robe, two purple robes, a red robe. Just missing the water hag to finish the set.
Indeed. Yes, and then with the Evil Wall there, just one looking like a door, and I don't know. I hope we get Evil Wall in a place where we can see the Void Pig. That would be cool.
I haven't seen Piggy meta trigger too many times. I've seen Pineapple Pig show up a few times. Pale pointing out we can get elements at Dwarf 1 for even more robe goodness.
Yep, robe seed. I like it. Let's go. Also, nice touch Gambit there with the RPG limit break plug on the naming scheme. That's very, very cool.
RPG limit break been a great partner to us throughout this event. Give them all the love and support. After the race, of course.
Absolutely. Also looking up here, I see boss list was neat, but I also see an edge start. So probably going to have the ability to kind of blow through the overroll here pretty early. And Edge's partner in crime is our patently average Kane.
And no looking for lunar access or Zeromus access today. We got the pass immediately.
Yep, and no, not speaking from experience at all, but please, runners, mark that on your tracker. Just remember to mark it now.
The problem is, while Edge can carve through a lot of things, we do have the Neki flag on, so he may not be doing it with his weapons.
Yeah, Edge and Kane on Neki does make for an interesting pair, so I'm probably going to see a lot of loot checking relatively early, or going for other characters that are not as gear dependent.
Gambit going to immediately show us who's in the waterfall. It's a trio of robes taking a bath.
Yep, that is our Dark Imp objective in the waterfall. Gambit gonna take them on right away, as is dipwood. Okay, gonna rely on flame. Let's see how we do with that.
I'm thinking 3 flame casts and you're out, which is good because Edge has enough MP for 4.
Yep, and then the Dark Imps are not very punchy in this spot, so the Edge's HP pool not gonna have a problem with that.
And this spot does have some magic defense. We saw the Thor Rage do exactly 1 damage.
Yeah, I've tried to take on some other bosses here and then not really had any luck with the magic there. The magic defense is pretty high. But it looks like Gambit is through and Dipwood just a couple seconds behind, so one objective out of the way.
Yep, 3 flames and you're out. And I don't mind our runners doing this. The loot here is tiered fairly high. This is an out-of-the-way location gated by a boss.
I like Gambit's play here, though, normally, but defense and dancing dagger is also very strong. Normally...
Yeah, second room, huge.
Yeah, normally I like the 2 chests and Veil, but wow, but Dipwood looking at 3 and taking the game, while looking at 3 and 4, and it paid off big.
That's 1 weapon for each of our starting boys. With Gambit getting rewarded for checking the Damsian basement, that's a curse string. That is your anchoring problem solved for the entire seed.
Yep, curse string goes nicely on that Tella that we see on Dipwood's side, so anchoring not a problem this seed.
I see you haven't had the seeds where Tella's your white mage, then. And you throw the curse string on Sid.
Yeah, I tend not to play that route. I will try to, I'll try to just out DPS Zeromus at that point. I hope for 3 Berserkers and then good enough loot to just not even worry about seeing a second Big Bang. But that has kind of bitten me in the past.
And Dipwood also checked the basement, so we're going to have parity with regards to the curse string.
Gambit going through the back door here. Crystal Helm would be nice if we pick up a Cecil. And Ninja Star and Zeus Gauntlet. I like all 4 of these. Ninja Star is underrated in the overworld. If you run into something that would otherwise be a slog in the overworld, a Ninja Star thrown will just take them right out.
And not just on the overworld. I've used Ninja Stars to effect on the hook route too. Turns out 80 attack power darts, pretty good.
Yep, and now that we have that Tella, we're going to see Gambit go through kind of the reverse Watery Pass route here. Typically, you'll see people when they start with Tella go through the front door, check the character, and then just loot all the way through the Watery Pass. Gambit's kind of taking a reverse route here. Not bad. Although, was that white arrows or white spear I saw on Dipwood's side?
That was a white spear. That was a white spear.
I really hope Gambit thinks to go all the way to the front door then, which I think they will, given that I think this is also a play for the character check.
It is. And kudos to Gambit for knowing how to navigate this place in reverse, because I certainly don't.
Oh no, if I try to navigate dungeons in reverse, I rely purely on muscle memory. If I have to walk out of Cave Magnus or Sealed Cave, that's a big time loss for me.
Also, we now have 2 instances of vanilla characters. We've had Vanilla Cane and Vanilla Porum. Unfortunately, we can't get 3 because the only character we've left, the only character slot we've left, we already have the character.
Yep. Vanilla Ordeal's character being Tella. S-Grunt trying to go into the tutelage of Dathis a little bit, but we'll see what happens as the seek progresses.
Another Zeus Gauntlet just sitting around. Grunt, are you trying to hint that our runners should go full melee?
Definitely seems that way, and that's an Eddie, so yeah, we're set up for full melee if we happen to run into an early spoon here. I have to chuckle a little bit at 2 black swords, no Cecil yet, though.
No Cecil at all. I think we've seen all 5 of our extra characters.
Yeah, but this is looking like a pretty standard setup. You got your pick. You got your pick between the 2 white mages that you want. You've got a Tella that's going to stay anchored, regardless of a few levels. This is it. This is a pretty good setup. This is one of those parties where, okay, you've there's not any major problems to deal with. It's a matter of optimally playing your way through the seed at this point.
And I think we could see our runners go either way. That this could turn into a mage party very quickly if we trip over a darkness crystal.
Yeah, I've seen some runners do that. One black mage, two white mage is not the ideal config for reflect, but it's not to say I haven't seen it done on this flag set in particular.
And it's still fairly safe. Dipwood making a play we've seen quite a bit this tournament, popping an early siren on top of Reveal to get the entire party going. The two Liliths fight giving 5,500 XP, I think.
Yeah, 5,500, good enough for Orm and Rosa to get Cure 2, probably even Mute, depending on how many levels it is. Yeah, just Life 1 and Cure 2.
Gets a few levels on Kane, which is nice to go with his setup.
Yeah, none of the really great gear for Edge yet. Dipwood, I saw equipped a Dancing Dagger and a Silver Knife. So we're going to rely mostly on Kane for the damage here early on.
The real question is who a Thunderclaw. I don't think we do.
I don't think we do either. I didn't see one. Thor ranges are pretty good in this spot, though. Tella's Lit 1 can do enough. Yeah, the Ordeal's 1 spot's not terrible as far as speed or hit points, and so even just what we have is going to be just fine for this fight.
And we saw Kane jumping for what was that, 900?
Yeah, Kane's got a lot going for him here in this fight. Middle slot accuracy boost, jumping with a defense sword and a Zeus gauntlet. So yeah, even these low levels, Kane's gonna do okay here. It's kind of, especially with the gear that's available, where Kane kind of tails off is towards the end game. He doesn't quite build up those damage multipliers, it seems, as much as Edge and Cecil do, and also just the weaponry caps out at a lot lower damage than Edge and Cecil.
That is objective. The second objective off the board for Dipwood, and Gambit's going to find it right now. A Sparkle, we got a back attack. Back attack, nope, doodle.
Back attack, Pogo is very, very tough to deal with.
So, about that Ninja Star we looted, I think we're about to see it get chucked.
Yep, and I also just saw it chucked on Gambit's side, so they might be in for a little bit of a surprise when they get to the snow group and they don't have their dart.
This is a great spot to throw it at. Wait, Dipwood not loot the Ninja Star?
No, Dipwood did not go through the back door of Watery Pass. It was in the floor by the back door.
All right.
Really good that the white mages both have Cure 2 in this spot, because you're gonna have to have the heals to get through even this spot with Ogopogo.
Did I have two questions right now. One, did I just see a Dragoon Lance get yeeted at this thing? And two, where was that Dragoon Lance?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see the Dragoon Lance pick up either. You're gonna have to really hope that you get enough damage either through Edge's regular weapons or that could come back to bite Gambit once we get to where we could potentially pop eggs or gold dragons for experience.
Oh, we're gonna have a third objective up here on our deal. Not sure what it is, but we need them both. Mylon took a zombie dance party indoors. It's getting a little chilly out there.
Yeah, you get this time of year, at least in the eastern U.S. You end up with feels like summer in the daytime and winter in the nighttime. So yeah, I don't blame Mylon here for this. But we're already at 3 out of 7 bosses. I guess Escron has somewhere to be tonight.
Yeah, giving us a bunch of melee power early, 3 bosses. We could be in for a zoomer. I would say could go for a good jet seed.
Definitely. Tower Key also is not a bad pickup here. It kind of gives you that open underground as you work towards your hook route. It's pretty nice as a runner to have as many of the underground gating key items as possible before you go through that hook route, and then you can just kind of clear most or all of the underground in one trip.
Both the runners through the ordeals, no problem at all for both of them.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see the next few sequence of plays from both runners because you don't have a Cecil, so the Holy Swords from Eblon Trap Chests aren't going to help. Eblon as a whole could be an improvement, though. Edge is still lacking for gear. You got 2 schools of thought with it. You can either go look around for a long, or hope there's ninja swords for sale either in the Eblon shop, and just try to rely on it that way. So I'm curious to see the next few plays here. This right now just looks like just overload checks.
Yeah, I like the play of at least peek the weapon shops you pass with this setup, see if you can find long swords. Or mute knives. Having a mute knife is very, very nice on this flag set.
Yeah, when you're going around checking the shops, you're looking for that mute or long on the overworld. Like I said, just depends on your other source of DPS because, yeah, I like, Kane's pretty well. Kane is in game equipped right now. But just by itself is not enough to get through the hook route, at least in a timely fashion. And just too many of these Blue Moon races have come down to, okay, don't put yourself in a position to end up with a very slow fight if you can help it. And so, as a runner, you're thinking, yeah, party comp is great, early gear is okay, but yeah, I really need to get that edge online before I can really feel good about my overall comp.
Well, that's the hook, so no fading football today.
No, I knew dipwood was a early and often football check runner. Gambit also showing that same play, and it's definitely paying off here. So that's definitely the hook. You definitely see the other schools of thought where, okay, everything but football, and we'll last location the hook of football if we have to. But we're going to see pretty much lockstep here from our runners at this point.
Oh, I forgot runners hadn't checked in with our resident Bedward.
The left of Bull Tower had that Thunder Claw. There's plenty of other bosses weak to Thunder, so that can still come in handy.
Yeah, we have Leviathan, we have Inazzo, sort of.
Dipwood casting exit from Bedward, no public treasury check. I know that spot has served me pretty well this season. I seem to be in the minority, though, as the more races I commentate.
I personally liked it, but with the gear they found already, I can see the fade. That is boss number 4.
Fall flat into the foggy ravine. Didn't even get to say it. We are 4 out of 7 for Dipwood.
That is just rude. Interrupting my own speech like that. Also, second sword, so 1 for swinging, 1 for chucking.
Yep, and an assassin dagger. Not the assassin dagger is actually kind of underrated as far as a edge weapon that you can just pick up in most loot.
Decent attack power, +5 strength and agility.
Just don't put two of them on and then try to cast flame.
Was it flame? No, it really wasn't.
Just a pale down here an antlion, but the slow's not going to do much other than be just mildly annoying.
That's a single blue robe. Kind of annoying here, a 400 HP water hag.
Yeah, definitely not the spot you want to see the water hag at for sure.
Because that's just the enough HP to damage to one-hit kill it.
Antlion just has a legend sword, so unless you're one of the runners that really likes to forge on this flag set, Antlion pretty much is zonk here except for the +1 key item count.
Yeah, still gets you closer to 10 key item bonus, so not going to be overly upset about that.
Oh yeah, I don't hate it. I am all on team 10 key items before I try to burn any sirens or do anything like that. So yeah, I have key items hunted to my detriment on this flag set before looking for 10.
Dr. Dialogue in the second spot, so well, on a bright spot for runners, they don't have to deal with the doctor at a higher HP spot.
Yeah, this is the Dr. Luge is what is really good to see as a runner here in this spot because to get through each individual encounter, the 4K HP is divvied up pretty well, and a lot of times you only have to get through the first phase, and then you don't have to deal with the punchiness of the Baron 2 spot.
Right, and I believe the split is something along the lines of 2020, 2040, with this fight now with having 40%. It's roughly that. It's not exactly that, but good enough for estimating.
And just a black shirt for probably, I guess, Tella, the Rydia that normally would be for the Rydia that both of our runners have declined to bring with them.
I can see why our runners are full clearing the overworld before heading underground. You have Tella, you have a black mage that you wouldn't mind slinging. I think this is a Darkness Hunt.
Darkness Hunt, and a lot of times I'll clear the overworld like this, looking for the pan. It feels really bad to come back up from the underground, get the pan, and then have to go back down to Sylph Cave, especially if you've done Sheila 1.
That is very, very true. Of course, then you get the seeds where you search everywhere for the pan before doing Sheila 1 and vanilla.
Yeah, those are not my favorite.
And we see dipwood and Gambit retracing each other's footsteps right now. I believe after this, we are going to be about as done with the overworld as we can.
Yeah, getting to that inflection point that I was talking about where, okay, are you going to dive the hook route with what you've got and just deal with it, or are you going to try and go get a little more power? Eblon Castle is really rolling the dice if you're not really banking on a holy sword from the trap chest. I mean, yeah, it's always a dice roll, it's a randomizer, but generally looking for just edge specific gear sometimes pays off, sometimes doesn't, and it can be a little dicey with the way the weapon tiers work out.
So your experience at Blue Moon, what would you be thinking? Dive immediately or poke your head in the castle?
I think I'm still poking my head in the castle just because, well, let's see. Runners have Rosa at burst, Tella has blink. At this point, what I tend to do is I'll actually poke my head in the cave first, because I have a Tella that can cast exit. I want to go get some intel in the cave. If there's ninja swords there and I have a few extra dollars, if the Rubicante spot boss is free, okay, not gonna bother with Evelyn Castle. Let's just go underground. But just having that intel first before I go spend the like 7-ish minutes trying to take those fights, yeah, and yep, and that's what appears to be doing. Also, even if you specifically plan on going to the castle, you always want to peek the shop first, just because if there are hourglasses in here, it's 10 times easier.
Yeah, spending $18,000 dues on 3 hourglasses makes that castle much safer and easy and faster, honestly. Speaking of hourglass 2s,
yeah, we have a lot of money we can spend here. There's hourglass 2 and Bacchus wine in that shop.
that's your one-stop shop for everything you're gonna need.
Okay, I don't hate ninja stars, but everything else there's kind of. We already have a rune axe, but we do see Gambit going through the castle though, so curious to see what they pull out.
Dipwood spending all the money on getting, what was that, 5 hourglasses and everything else on Bacchus?
Yeah, I kind of like where this is going here on Dipwood's side. Gambit can have a little bit of trouble. Did not go into the cave to get those hourglasses first, and has Edge anchoring these fights. And
we saw what the Black Cats do if you fail to kill with an attack. Fortunately, it was just Tella that got hit.
And White Spear not doing a super fantastic job against these enemies here.
Dipwood decided to take your advice and just go. And no!
Gambit, let's get through that fight and picks up an Avenger, so that's a good pickup for the Cane. It was just going despite that biting. That could be a little bit of a slog here.
Run, what did our runners do to you to deserve that?
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, Dipwood can get through this. As Chat's mentioning, you know, there's 3 characters that cast Blink. You got 2 Berserkers. It's fine. And then Mad Ogre's here for XP.
Very true. We might see that be the only light glitch hitting, because I want to get these. Oh, that wasn't a Zerk King. Never mind. Second trap chest for Gambit. We got dueling Mad Ogres.
Double the madness here tonight on Free Enterprise 3. Yeah, I think Thunderclaw is not going to do very well punching that. Let's see. I believe Gambit has that. Yeah, there we go. Axes work really well against ogres.
Just a Sammy Poe, but the levels were what's more important over there.
Yeah, I think at this point, Gambit really needs to pull Hanzo Steel from one of these trap chests, or I've even seen them floating loose, but we definitely need a Murara Masa from one of these trap chests to make this a worthwhile visit on Gambit's side.
The Avenger alone makes it a pretty good trip.
Yeah, Avenger's good, don't get me wrong. It's not a huge boost of attack power, though. It's not the... We really need both Kane and Edge online, putting out good DPS to really speed things up.
did see a mute knife come out of one of the chests on Dipwood's side, so that's more mage slaying gear and a better knife than anything else I just found so far.
Yeah, that's a very nice pickup for Edge. I'm a little concerned for Gambit though, because typically when you loot Eblon Castle, you tend to kind of just you've spent that time looting there. You're not really going to check the upper Babel chests.
And Gambit's got the rudest of the 3 traps left to go. Never mind, that glass hat makes it significantly less rude. Please, Gambit. Oh, hourglass too. Okay, this Stalemate Skull chest went from rude to free in the span of 2 chests.
Yep. As soon as Flame comes out, we're in good shape. Right, Dipwood is lowering battle speed. This looks like prep for the KQ spot, so about to find out what is gating our progression to Vigan here.
As many runners have found out this tournament, the Stalemen are nasty creatures. This is going to be a much easier fight for Gambit than it is Dipwood.
Yeah, this boss fight at this KQ spot is a perfect 5 out of 7 in more ways than one. Thank you, chat. I missed briefly there, but the Staleman chest was just an apple. So, yeah, we did not find the Hanzo steel for Edge. That's gotta hurt.
And Evil Wall here being very, very well behaved, deciding to punch everyone who's not directly dealing damage to it. But on Gambit's side, we may see some extra trickery for that Evil Wall.
Yeah, we do have an Eddie on Gambit's side to deal with that. Is Dipwood going back to save?
Please save.
No.
Oh, just going for it.
This is spicy. I like Dipwood pushing the envelope here.
It's aggressive. Gambit's in a little danger with these, and we see exactly why these Stalemen are so nasty.
Oh no. Oh, sleep procs. Okay, Kane's back up, but...
Yeah, they put you to sleep temporarily, then they put you to sleep permanently.
Okay, here 2 all, and 1 Staleman down. Oh, but Kane is asleep again. No.
Fortunately, Rosa was in the queue when that tier 2 was, when a punch came out, so that punch can't kill. Or at least punch can't sleep. It could still, I guess, kill.
I kind of like Dipwood's strategy over here, though, on the Spygan. Blitz is coming out to take the arms down while the Berserk Kane can stay focused on the middle.
Interesting. We did see the old HP ran out trick. There was a vampire cast on Edge, which inflicts the sap status.
Yeah, HP ran out can be pretty annoying. But yeah, the punch for 500 kind of put Edge in that position, unfortunately. Thankfully, Gambit gets through the Staleman chest and doesn't lose any more time having to walk back through Eblon Cave again.
And
so just in front of it, though.
The roll for all that, just a shield. It's a decent shield, but not any of the good ones.
Yeah, and given the spot that was in, I don't think taking the Staleman chest there was Gambit. I don't know. I mean, they kept fighting it, so but still, a lot of times it doesn't feel like the intent when it's at that spot. Meanwhile, over on at the Viking fight, things getting a little bit.
Dipwood's in danger.
Yeah, only the healer up, and yeah, two against one. This is not looking good. Yeah, Dekar Smashment in chat making a really good point that blitzes does the multiple blitzes will cause Viking to continue to reflect walls off of himself and onto a party member, which then it feels really bad to reflect a blink if you've ever been a victim of that unfortunate timing.
And taking a wipe, and it's gonna have to fight the evil wall again. So Dipwood giving back the time that Gambit spent in Evelyn Castle.
Yeah, and a wipe like that can change the dynamic of the race, because when that happens to you, it doesn't matter how well you run the rest of the seed. The fact that you took that wipe, especially not saving after the KQ spot, now that's always going to be lingering on the back of your mind. It's going to play into every decision that you make going forward, and hopefully Dipwood can stick to his game with that, because yeah, sometimes you can paint yourself into a corner really quick.
Again, with some darts and a Zerk and Blink Cane going to make fairly easy work of this evil wall. And please, go back and save after this.
Yeah, it's very, very rare to see runners kind of make that gamble a second time and kind of risk that, especially risking it twice. Gambit, knowing the Staleman chest is behind them, full looting Avalon Cave, still looking for that Hanzo steel, finding lots of goodies, but we just can't get that edge weapon to show up. My heart hurts for them as a runner.
Yeah, Protect Ring, still very nice, useful loot. Not the stuff you want. Second Curse Ring, I looked at and see 17,000 GP.
Yeah, as a runner, you can really have this like love-hate relationship with Seeds with Edge, because I mean, it's fantastic when it works out and you get double Hanzo Steel and Zeus Gauntlets and everything like that. Edge is just carving up the seed for you. But then you get ones like this where, you know, Mute Assassin is what you're carrying into a hook route, and a rude hook route at that with a Viking. So
I think the play here is just don't get fancy, Zerk up both your melee immediately and start throwing blinks out.
And our tracker Sheep Launcher pointing out, Gambit went and put the Curse Ring on Eddie for anchoring, which will make Tella getting a very rare shot at RA1 here.
Gambit's still on the hunt for some Hanzo. Sheep, I would agree. Traffic makes me pretty mad too, so...
Well, yeah, and I mean, you know, the Mad Ogres have had lots of traffic in this format just because, hey, it's Force Hook, so every runner and every seed has got to come through their territory. Come on, this was relatively peaceful. I would get, you know, 2/3 of the seeds off. I don't know, I'm very much approximating percentage, but...
Now just picture the Mad Ogres yelling us to get out of their swamp.
Alright, looking like a much smoother setup over on Dipwood's side this time. 3 characters blinked up. Still though, of all three attackers going off, it's still tough to keep them up.
And this is where berserking early helps, because you can get your blinks out easier with. You can use the berserk to buff your blinks. You can get the arms down, so you're not getting punched as much.
Okay, dipwood this time going with a berserk on the edge instead of the blitz. So hopefully that will work out a little bit better this time. Gambit finding that mute knife, probably thinking, oh, I would love to have had that just a few minutes ago.
I think we're going to converge on dueling Bygons soon.
It might. Dipwood looking like he's pretty much stabilized this fight. But yeah, while these things progress, we were mentioning a funny comment from our tracker sheep launcher, but I also want to thank our tracker sheep launcher for tracking, in addition to our restreamer S-Grunt. S-Grunt always puts on a great show as a restreamer. Really appreciate him. And Inky Dave, very honored to share the booth with you tonight. Yeah, huge shout out to everybody putting on the show tonight. Give everybody a follow. And give our runners a follow, dipwood and Gambit017.
That's a big shout out to you, White Sky. It's great working with you so far, and it'll be great the rest of the time. We got Zerks, we got Blinks. It's gonna be a just slow and steady fight. Which, honestly, with Bygons here, it's sometimes the best you can do.
Yeah, it didn't quite get dealt the AoE that we would have liked, or even really the go burr power of Cecil with a holy sword, but definitely doable. Hopefully, let's see what happens with Gambit in this evil wall.
We've so far chosen a plan of throw things at it, which pretty good plan.
Okay, Kane lived through that punch and dodged that one, so that should do it. Now, Gambit, go save.
Go save. Bygons ruder than you think here. Good job, Bandit. Gambit. Bandit, where's that? Ah. Good job, anyway. Oh, you saved before Bygon. That's I guess I should say you save before Bygon when you're running with power underwhelming.
One advantage Gambit will have in the Bygons fight on their side is being able to put that Avenger on Kane. If for some reason you have to life Kane back up because he got punched too many times, Berserk status is automatically reapplied, provided there's not any weirdness going on and they're hit by the Mimic Glitch. But in most cases, that Avenger is going to keep that Kane swinging even after being brought back from the dead.
Does anyone really understand Mimic Glitch?
I don't do the vanilla speed run enough to really understand it. I do know that if it happens, you'll know it because your character that you want to swing with the Avenger is no longer swinging.
I don't know what the trigger is. I just know it happens and I get grumpy.
do like how Gambit is positioned here, especially without the benefit of that Porum. Anchoring that eddy so that Tella is a RA1 blink caster.
You mentioned earlier, Tella is a perfectly functional white mage. Except when he decides to Tella-like the spells.
Yeah, which he can do from that spot. But so far Gambit doing okay with that. We saw the size hit on the Mad Ogres the first time, so at this point, Tella's in pretty good shape and can just play support here.
Of course, on the other side, we see Tella doing a great job playing Floor Inspector.
Yeah, Tella's been contributing to the blink rotation here, but this is, you know, if you've ever played any you know, old school EverQuest or any of the stuff with the MMORPGs with like the longer raid fights, this is the standard. Hey, keep your have plenty of healers, keep their defensive spells on rotation, just keep your party alive and just chew away at the HP. And finally, yes, Dipwood's probably breathing a huge sigh of relief. Got through that. Very good performance by Dipwood. That is not an easy fight.
And on Dipwood's side, Arm Day finally comes to an end. I think our order's going to be fading the top of the tower as long as possible.
Yeah, we have a cane and we have a tower key. Depends on what we see in the other spots. When I see that as a runner, it's like, okay, and not the greatest boss I want to see. I have the ability to handle it, but that doesn't mean I'm immediately be rushing the top of the tower. I'm probably going to look at Dwarf, Feymarch. I'm going to see if I get my key items there first. Then, okay, if the key items are really kind of just not coming, then I'll probably still go look at the top of the tower. But yeah, not really wanting to take that fight.
Instead, let's see if we can... There's our sirens.
Yeah, Fire Blizzard asking a question back to how behind do you think you are in the spot?
If I'm Dipwood, I'm not feeling good about that wipe. That was a... not just that... Well, first it was a slow wipe, and second, the Evil Wall refight. I'm not feeling good in Dipwood's shoes.
Yeah, for Gambit also it's tough to tell. The wipe to the Staleman doesn't feel good. It's not as devastating, not as much time lost as Dipwood's wipe was, but for me, I really don't feel good about that Eblon Castle. Not really getting a whole lot of benefit out of it. I also know a lot of runners will tend, especially with this party comp, if you're feel pretty well equipped, you'll just go down the hook route. So yeah, both of them may still feel kind of behind and may make some decisions because of it, especially because they're both sitting at 5 out of 7.
Does the doggo also feel behind? It's the other question.
Yeah, my apologies to chat if you're picking up the doggo percent.
Never apologize for doggo. They get a spoon out of the Feymarch, which Gambit's going to enjoy, having kept the Eddy. May compel Dipwood to go back and swap out for Edward. Oh, that was good sheep. good. We'll take a look in the Fey March, and we see that Golbez would be much friendlier one spot to the right.
Yeah,
Get properly anchored, maybe get a piggy or something on the party first.
It's set up to keep the cane berserked with the white spear. Bacchus does get through a Star Veil. If we can get Kane set up with RA at RA1, it won't fall off. We're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, Golbez is weak to holy damage. That white spear is going to do some work. And this means we are down to a hunt for Octomam and the Gauntlet. Oh, Kane's got a crystal ring on. Okay. So Kane wouldn't need to be piggy. Still needs to not get whacked by Shadow, but that's a different matter altogether. Gambit doing the half tower play. The Penguinator special, as is known in the community. We're going to see what comes out of this tower, while Dipwood is heading back above ground. Most likely going to grab the Edward, having seen Spoon, and maybe pop a few eggs to get Eddie some levels.
Let's see what this tower key check is.
Hey, it's a replacement Druid Lance for the one we left embedded in an Ogopogo.
Hashtag never punished for Gambit.
And we do see the Spoonward play. With the party we have, probably our best damage.
Yeah, I like what Dip was doing here, kind of giving himself the chance to not have to just rely on that cane. You're there at Dwarf 1. Trying to remember if Gambit, pretty sure Gambit didn't pick up the mute knife.
I think I saw Gambit with it.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, so that should not be a problem then.
I have to zerk the Edge up and let him go. And that is certainly mute knife damage.
Indeed. And Mute Knife and Avenger's going to make short work of this Sura. And just like you called there, Dave, Dipwood trying to scramble some eggs.
Although with this gear Edge, not the best chef. Those eggs are raw.
Yeah, it looked like Dipwood was trying to go for the Assassin Dagger proc and just couldn't hit the window. That's for that one you have to hit a specific window, and it's not always easy to hit.
I think the problem there was the Cursed Tell in the center slot, which with the egg being RA1, it's outright impossible to get the proc. And Magus Sisters, so bring your Mute Knife or your Rune Axe to Dwarf Castle.
This is a good spot.
Not only is that egg dead, it's also silenced. for good measure.
Did we just get a silent swoon?
We did.
That's pretty good. Yeah, just about the comment that the Magus Sisters in this Dwarf 2 spot, very, very easy to deal with. Not a lot of attack or magic there to deal with.
And because in the vanilla game, that spot, you're supposed to be able to take Golbez with just Cecil and Rydia.
Yeah, I like this play from Dipwood here. You know, you're in a spot where you've got a decent party, but not well leveled, not well equipped as well as you'd like. You know, got the spoon. Let's take the spoon. We'll get some levels and come back and bring a lot more power to the table as we're trying to go through the rest of this. That's spicy.
That's a lot of key item checks available very quickly. Thank you, Gambit. We don't have to say it a lot. Gambit did it for us.
Yeah, we're in the clear sheet. No, I can't do that to y'all. Yay! We can get underground now. Gotta have a little fun with these seeds. So yeah, this becomes more interesting for Gambit because Gambit gets ahead on key item checks here, gets to 10, and then starts popping those sirens. Could speed up the rest of the run for them. So yeah, we'll see what they do with this.
Kind of curious as to why Dipwood killed Rosa and Eddie before doing that last egg.
Setting up for Golbez, probably.
Ah! Very wise. Didn't dawn on me that would be the play, but yeah, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because again, you're really in the situation where you want Kane to be berserked with that white spear. So yeah, this sets it up perfectly.
And you know Kane is guaranteed to be able to fire the Veil off immediately because the crystal ring prevents the hold gas.
Yeah, very smart play by Dipwood to kind of recognize, okay, you didn't have the favorable setup for this Golbez fight. You know you have the spoon. You know you want Eddie with some levels. Go back, take care of it, then come back with a better setup. Don't beat your head against the wall. Don't push a slow or iffy fight if you don't have to. I like Dipwood's play here a lot, particularly because it's a good learning point.
Gambit just diving into the Golbez fight. Gambit diving out of the Golbez fight.
They felt like they might have had a little bit of time to kind of take some party members down in advance, but a couple things may have been wrong with that. I think, did Tella become active? Or did I miss something?
Dipwood realized had the gear on the wrong people. That's what that reset was about. Oh, Gambit's gonna go in with 2 people alive, same thing. You know, if you keep visiting Golbez's comedy shows like this, it's just gonna encourage Golbez to create more of them. No one wants that.
Yeah, but when it's on the list, you got to do it. As a runner, I'd be curious to see if next season we get a flag set that's favorable for actually skipping the Golbez fights because of having to hunt for them this entire season.
Shadow's full. Decided Educator just too crunchy. Not really feeling it.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't have the appetite. But now we've got RA1, White Spear Swings. We're in good shape.
I could see that working, Grunt. Golbez is more a heckler comedy club. On Gambit's side, it looks like Shadow ate everyone but Has and Limit. Is that... Limit is Eddie. Okay, Kane and Eddie.
Yeah, the Has Piggy has been swinging the Avenger this whole time. And now we're questioning why, which means Dipwood is through the fight.
That is Golbez questioning why he's been kicked out of the comedy club.
Rat tail for our efforts, so another key item check opened up. Still on the hunt for that darkness crystal though.
And decides to leave Keinatsu behind. Shadow Satella whiffing a heal cast. Is that Teller or is that... No, that one's Rose, I believe, which makes the whiff more interesting, less Harrow and ropes involved.
Yeah. Sheep Watcher asking questions to immediately chase this tail. It's a good question. We're at 6 out of 7. We have a pass in hand.
I'm down here already. I like the Dwarf Castle play more.
Yeah, we have 2 bosses unseen. We've got the Warp Glitch. We have 2 more. Yeah, you definitely want to play Dwarf first, and then that pan is probably going to lead him to go hit Yang on the head, and then set up for the rest of the key item checks. So yeah, likely not, but because you're on a boss hunt. You're at 6 out of 7. You can't leave the Dwarf on the table right now.
I agree with that completely. And, well, we know at least that this Dwarf Castle is very, very free. Well, with Mage Slate here. Gambit through the Golbez is going to find their rat tail.
Yep, and Gambit employing a pretty good strategy there. Lifing everybody else up so that Golbez does not hit your Avenger Kane and stop the damage. Both our runners actually just said straight up no to that Keinatsu at the Ashura spot. Gambit's now found Sirens and does have that replacement Dragoon Spear, so in pretty good shape at this point, for levels at least.
So Gambit's grind is going to be faster than Dipwood's. Gambit can just hold A.
Yeah, I would also imagine Gambit's going to wait and do the pan checks first because right now they're at 8 key items. So gonna do the pan checks here and probably turn in that rat tail and try to get 10.
We're gonna see what comes from this pan bonk. For our runners, hopefully darkness is soon. For us, I know we want to see darkness behind that Val.
Or that K-Natsu.
That works too. That Earth is interesting. With the lack of gear on Edge, I could see a treasury dive even at the hour mark.
Yeah, this is a tough spot. Normally, I'd say yes if we were even at like 5, even at 5 out of 7 or 4 out of 7, definitely. But we're at 6 out of 7 with a pass in hand. Every one of these checks that opens is just it just adds to the nervousness and adds to the just kind of muddled mush in your brain. But when you're trying to just think of, oh my goodness, which one is it? If I guess wrong and my opponent guesses right, I'm done for the season. Yeah, this is not a good spot to be as a runner because you just it's tough.
And the rat tail is just looking. That is 10 key items.
So Gambit's set to get full XP from double XP from eggs. But yeah, Gambit's still hunting for that darkness crystal. And yeah, that's the standard route. That's what you want to find. But yeah, the Earth Crystal and Luca Key, and eventually that Top of Tower and K-Natsu is kind of going to be burning holes in your mind as well. It's like, okay, is this my path?
Shield 1, defense sword. Shield 2. Oh, it's one of the elements, or it's the Earth Crystal.
Yeah, and you're right there. Yeah, go check Zot. And I don't think Dipwood's done the super cannon room yet, so we're gonna see a tower climb from him.
This may end up being a full tower.
Chat saying the full tower could give you 10 key items. Could. Dipwood's also already burned sirens too.
And Dipwood's going to go pay the elements a visit first. That's going to be a quick one swing and you're out. Or a jump in and not tell it down, that works too. And there it is! Moon, completely unnecessary. Don't even need the darkness crystal.
No, Octomama's gonna give us our crystal. So now whether Dipwood does full tower or half tower becomes a very crucial point here. And only half tower, so this gets interesting. Dipwood's slightly ahead on levels, but still actually has to go up the Tower of Zot, though.
Right, and we may just see Gambit make a U-turn and go straight back down, not even take the second boss.
Yeah, Sheep Launcher making a good point. Chat you didn't even need the Earth Crystal for this. Yes, Gambit did find the sirens in the shop. They I'm a little if it's 4 or 5 though.
Gambit bought 15, but with 10 key items, that's going to be a... if you're not going to ultimate spells and you've got Spoonward, yeah, 5 or so.
But yeah, the Rex banner very much in play. Typically, that's something you do, like, if you have the Darkness Crystal, you're just checking that before you hit the moon without a pass. That's really the application of the Rex banner play, going up there when you don't have the Earth Crystal. But in this case, yeah, you could have done it before the Darkness Crystal and ended up in go mode.
And we see Gambit taking a landing, and there's going to be a handful of eggs, just enough to get the party Z ready. I don't think we take all 17 of those sirens. We're going to see this dipwood choose to hit the treasury before going up there. Hey, we are at least going to get to play this game before the seed's over.
Great! That treasury!
And what we got? Another white spear. 2 more white. Add some Hanzo. So that Moss Mini is going to give Dipwood a little bit more offense, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to make up for all the levels Gambit's going to have from the 10 key item egg grind.
Yeah, I mean, Dipwood can definitely go buy more sirens and just go right back, but yeah, definitely some steps behind at this point.
I like that rating from Cheap Launcher. That was the kitchen sink out of 10. There's a Masa and a large amount of darkness. And I think Dipwood's about to get the news that, surprise, you're in go mode.
Yeah, so looking like what it's coming down to, you know, Gambit had that little bit of stumble through Eblon Cave, but they've largely been able to kind of make up the time with you know, pretty solid gold best fight on the first attempt, as well as getting through that wagon fight without a wipe.
Looks like Gambit's party is in the 40s somewhere, so should be pretty much they're almost ready with after this egg.
Yeah, you really want Rose's HP depending on gear at the 2050, 2100 spot. Yeah, I like this though. The Gambit not taking any chances and continuing to put some levels on there. And a lot of it is you also want Eddie to be up close to 1200 to survive that first big bang.
And we got crystals on both sides, so we are going to have some dueling Zeromas to end this. What a way to end the game 3.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's really going to come down to kind of the amount of leveling and the execution on the Z fight here at this point. Right now, Gambit firmly in the driver's seat, but as we've definitely seen, a unfavorable Z fight can kind of turn the tables on you.
Oh, Gambit accidentally using a siren right after parking. I was wondering where that encounter came from. Wait, was that the Troyan Parking Authority we just saw?
Yeah, a python and a couple sword rats.
I guess they'll let anyone be a parking officer these days.
But hey, I see something a lot in chat that's a lot better than parking tickets. I see Z flags. Amy Dave, what are these Z flags coming out for?
Well, some people cheer for the Euros. I think these people are cheering for Zeromas.
Go Z, go Z, go. No, yeah, we can't randomize where Zeromas is. Big Bang is far too powerful and nasty, and would just make everybody that tried to play free enterprise feel bad. So we randomized his sprite, and we have lots of fun options, lots of cute options, lots of scary options. But I think the question on everybody's mind right now is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
I got the crystal coming out. Little grrr.
Dipwood just coming out of Troya with sirens, and it's going to go crack eggs. So don't count. Yeah, definitely don't count Dipwood out yet, especially with the party and the Zarema situation, because this exact scenario is why Dipwood is running on the left side of the screen and I'm in the comms booth. I was in this exact same situation. This is not a gimme.
Your guess is as good as mine. This is Kirby. I don't recognize it.
I would probably put it in the cute butt category. Those sparkly purple eyes.
Kirby Superstar. That's why I don't recognize it. So could we consider the little windy part on the top a hat?
I'll allow it.
And as is tradition, Edward takes the counter nuke. All is right with the world.
Yeah. Who else would eat the counter nuke in this party? I mean, come on.
Zeromas knows who the real threat is. Of these people, who are you most afraid of? The ninja with the knife and a claw, the dragoon swinging a sword, or the bard attacking with a spoon?
I mean, this is a Final Fantasy game. You know, little guy wielding a tiny little kitchen knife walking towards you. If you're any kind of Final Fantasy veteran, you know to be scared of that.
Always fear the doink.
Looks like a Thunderclaw being wielded on Edge's side. That's either just kind of in a hurry and forgotten to do that. I've done that more times than I can count. Oh yeah, nice little Thunderclaw against Zeromas. But also, I don't think Gambit looted much more gear for Edge either.
I don't think this Big Bang is nerfed, so... Eddie taking a fairly high roll. Or Eddie is down, Edge took a fairly high roll.
Yeah, did we even get to this? Did we even push past our phase here?
I'm not sure. Losing Edward twice is a fairly heavy DPS loss. There was no black hole after that, so that was the first phase Big Bang. We were in phase 2.
Dipwood making doubly sure that Eddie is ready to go. I'm still taking eggs here, but the window for even one Z wipe is starting to close here. So
after this Cure 4, Big Bang will come out. Rosa and Edge are both... Well, Kane is completely safe. He's got more than 2400 HP. Edge is only susceptible to the highest of rolls. And Rosa. She's got fate at least one of these rolls. I guess one of these anyway. Like I said, Rosa's Rosa. She's got fate at least one hit.
yeah, in pretty good shape so far. I've seen some runners kind of do the thing where, okay, bring up the anchor and then try to nerf. And that can help somewhat, but yeah, so far this is working out for Gambit. Just gotta make sure you don't get high rolled or combo bladdered, because now Dipwood is heading into the Terraria Pass door.
That's the nuke coming out on exactly the best target for Gambit.
I like what Gambit's doing here now. Now is the time to dart.
You want to push to Rock's phase. And I think I saw a delay there. Yep, that is Meteor.
That is Rocks, and everybody was close. Edge and Rosa were both close to full, and a Cure 4 is out. This is pretty much it.
Edge and Kane can bring this home. And with that crack and bang, Gambit is taking this, and we'll be moving on to the next round.
Very, very well run, especially the second half of the seed there by Gambit to kind of overcome some of the early gear struggles, and the Evelyn and going through Evelyn Castle. Wow, very well done by Gambit.
And with that thing, we are joined by Gambit.
Oh my goodness, that was what not to do in a Z-Fight 101 right there. Please everyone take notes. You do not want to have Edge with a claw. You do not want to go with the Avenger already equipped. How I managed to actually take out that fight, I'm still asking myself.
No, you were fine. You did the you said you everything not to do. No, you didn't wipe.
I'm thinking you won it by reducing Roman's HP to 0 first.
Yeah, that always helps. Well, you defeat Romus first, you win, and I managed to do that, and oh boy, that was nerve-wracking. Slight flashback to last night when I forced this game 3. Dipwood and I were talking in chat right after the race, saying, "Yeah, tomorrow we're going to have a nice brisk hour 15-minute seed." I'm looking at that time going, how did you know?
So what I'm hearing is you two did this to yourselves.
Yeah, pretty much. We jinxed ourselves. Man, oh man, I'm happy to have won this one. Dipwood was a tough opponent. Dropping game 1 was rough. Coming back and winning 2 straight against it, Dipwood was just amazing, and I'm so happy. And Yeah, going back and trying to have my attempt was a Mute Knife, Silver's Knife, Edge, and then White Spirit to Avenger Kane, and I screwed all that up, and then the multiple resing of Edwards to, and then using all my boxes right back. And it was just like, we can make it, we can do it, this is fine, everything's fine, and thankfully it was.
So, how about the beginning of the how much of what you were doing early on was just trying to find anything for Edge to swing?
A lot of it. Like that was the whole reason I looted Evelyn, was to find an edge weapon, and there was not a single edge weapon in that freaking castle. Like, Edge, this is your castle. There's got to be something, anything. Give me. I would have been happy with another silver knife at that point. There was just nothing, and then I checked the one weapon shop there in Evelyn, nothing, and I'm like, you know what? At this point, we're just gonna go with it and see what happens and hope. And we pushed enough, and this thing started out fast. I mean, that DMs right off the bat in the waterfall, both waterfall and Mist Cave required. That was hilarious. Just bosses coming left and right, and getting at the very back of the underground, or into the underground, only needing one more boss. I'm going, this is crazy. Where could this be? What am I gonna do? And again, Earth Crystal kind of said, hey, look, I'm gonna go do this first. My plan after Earth Crystal was to do Luca, and if Luca didn't pay off, then I would have gone back to the top of the tower to that Vow and kind of gone from there, and then maybe the Kanazo afterwards. That Kanazo would have been so rude though, but I did have Ice Claw Thunderclaw. I could have powered through it, but yeah.
Hey, your overall routing made perfect sense. Just the seed decided not to provide.
Yeah, I was a little worried with the full lead of Evelyn in this one because of how previous Evelyn's have treated me in this series. But I had the party for it, the party comp. I had the ability to get through with the early cane weapons, the ogre axe, the dragoon spear, so I didn't worry about that. But yeah, this entire seed, I felt behind from the get-go. The moment I found those dark imps 2 minutes into the seed, I felt behind from the gun. It also didn't help that this was my first time doing the routing in which I went to get the Damsien character first and then worked my way down instead of going to Mysidia first like I usually do. So I just felt behind from the get-go, and not having an edge weapon really compounded that feeling. But and to be honest, the evil wall into Baigen on the hook route, that was my fear was if Dipwood had picked up Iridia, and I knew Leviathan was out there. I remember getting a Leviathan orb at some point and selling it for money. And my fear was if Dipwood had took Iridia, I probably got through that wall faster than he would, but he would have got through that Baigen so much faster than me. And that was my thought process. I was like, I am probably so far behind because Dipwood probably had Iridia with Leviathan, probably tore through this Baigen, and I am behind the 8-ball. I got to go. It's my decision to Penguinator to Tower, and then go into Dwarf. Dwarf was a bust. They give me the pan though. Which again, key items were sparse early too. I was glad to get to 10 at the end there, so it made the grind a lot easier. But yeah, this was a seed.
Yeah, but you played through it very, very, very well. Given despite the difficulties. In actuality, it looked to us that your Baigen fight was a big difference maker. Dipwood did take a wipe of pretty decent amount of time into his first attempt on Baigen. So yeah, I think your ability to get you getting through that the first time, and then also getting the gold as the first attempt were the two big difference makers at this point.
Yeah, that Golbez too was an interesting thing. Mostly because I tried to go back and I think you guys saw I walked out because I wanted to take a quick encounter, knock down 3 people, and then run. And I got 2 straight back attacks. One of an Arachne, one of a Clapper, which both of those could have easily wrecked me in an instant. And so I immediately abandoned that plan and was like, all right, fine, we're just going to go size, piggy, size, and just hope. And made it through. Forgot that I had the Avenger equipped. That seemed to be a constant theme in this particular seed. But forgot I had the Avenger still equipped on Kane, so Kane started swinging immediately, which ended up not being the worst thing in the world. And, yeah, again, first try Golbez at Leviathan is always a good thing. And I said that's when hour 1 in, and you've got 1 boss left you need to find. That was when the nerves started kicking in, going, oh gosh, what's going on? Where, what ifs going through my head? What if Kanazo had or has Darkness Crystal and dipwood did this and both bosses are up on the moon? What if that Val had Darkness Crystal and both bosses are on the moon? But I was like, I've got to go where the logic dictates, which was Pan checks, Rat Tail check into Earth Crystal, into Zot. And I was like, okay, I've got to follow this chain. I've got to see where it leads. Let's go. I will say this, that defense sword would have been a nice dart, or even using it on Kane at the end, but I felt it was this correct play was resetting out, considering it was defense sword, Artemis bow. Defense sword would have had its uses, Artemis bow would not have, and it's like it's not worth walking that back out.
Yeah, indeed, and yeah, the little things like that really made the difference in this seed. So, yeah, well played, GG.
So you're through this round. You've got John Burkhead coming up next week.
The next 2 weeks, because I will, unfortunately, I know, as everyone noticed from my naming scheme, RPG Limit Break started today. Yay! I am actually leaving midweek to go to RPG Limit Break, so I've got to get in touch with John and see if we want to have 1 match early this week and then the rest of the matches next week, or how we're going to set things up. But I know my end of week is booked with RPG Limit Break, so we'll figure things out from there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to taking on John Burkhead, and it's going to be another good close match. There's no such thing as an easy match when you get this deep into a tournament. Everybody that's left is just absolutely amazing sauce runners, and I'm just happy I'm happy to get this far. I'm happy to get a not only just a win in the best of 3, but also taking a series in the best of 3, which I'd never done before. So I want to cherish this one for the rest of the day, and then figure out tomorrow how we want to schedule things for everything else.
Absolutely. Well, GG again, and good luck, and yeah, hope you have a blast at RPG Limit Break.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. I want to thank you, Ingy Dave and White Sky, for doing commentary on this wonderful seed, Sheep Launcher for doing the tracking, Escrunt for rolling this one, doing the restreaming. I am looking forward to watching this one back and seeing exactly how close it was, because I have a feeling that the 5-minute difference at the end, in no way, shape, or form, is indicative to how close this actually was. I want to bet it was a lot closer. So, also, I don't know if it's gotten to it on my stream or not. I know I went to check music at the end, so I don't know if Grunt's going to have a chance to let you guys know, but it is Gal's theme from Final Fantasy VI. So, yeah, I'll let you guys have that little tidbit, and I will see everybody next week sometime, either that or the week after. We'll see.
Well, have fun at RPG Limit Break.
Thank you so much. Y'all take care.
And our race is done here, but the Free Enterprise is not done tonight. We have A race in progress over on Free Enterprise Prime between Solaris and Rex Banner. It's Game 3 of that match in the Red Moon bracket.
Yeah, indeed, and that's if anything's been constant about this season. It's that the matchups have been tight and the Game 3's even tighter. So, hang on. We're about to shift back over. As always, no spoiling the results of this race or any other race today. Thank you very much. We've been fortunate to dodge newspapers so far this evening. So let's keep the newspapers at bay.